Greetings, everyone. NFL lucky number 13. It is week 13. Let's get it, AG. We got Buffalo and New England kicking things off in Foxborough tonight for the little Thursday night prime time. We finally got one. Like
It
the
seems like it
last
might
few
be
weeks, like
exciting.
we're starting to kind of move into some competitive, possibly enjoyable games. Thanksgiving did not disappoint, and here we go again. We got a nice little setup. Earlier, this line was at 5, and I liked the Patriots covering that 5 at 3.5. Now it's like more in line with the dog catcher model. I don't like it as much. I'm kind of staying away from picking a side on this, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to pick sides. We're here to pick parlays and make money.
We'll make money in general. I mean, we'll pick
Yes,
sides when the
I know.
time's right. You know, we've called a bunch of really good upsets, and like you said, Chad. I mean, at 6.5, it opened at 6.5. Actually, it was 6.5 for a
was it that
real
high?
quick second, and then
Okay.
it went right down. It got bought right down to 5.5. But yeah, I mean, at 6.5, you got to go Patriots in Foxborough. Josh Allen still dealing with the elbow injury. It still looks like it's affected him. I know they've been winning games. Obviously, they dropped the one to the Vikings, but you know, that was a big matchup, big game. So it doesn't take too much away from them. The Patriots, I mean, they were playing really well, their defense, but then their defense just got torched by Kirk Cousins in prime time. So at that point, I'm leaning like, all right, I don't know if I can back them still at 3.5. You know, obviously 3.5. If you're going to back the Patriots, it's still like a good number. You know, it's better than getting 3 or 2.5. I could see it being a field goal game. I could see them covering this while the Bills win. But definitely a lot more favorable at 6.5. So I'm definitely not going to back the Patriots at a number this low. The Bills can get hot at any moment. And I feel like the NFL is like waiting for that moment to come. Like the Bills getting hot because nobody in the NFL is like running away with this thing. The Bills were the favorites up until 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when they lost to the Jets. So
the closest thing to it is Philadelphia, and
yeah.
they're just finally starting to play people, and you see how that's working out.
And I was
They're
going to
getting
say, and you're
getting
seeing them
really
play
close.
closer games and everything
That's
like
right.
that. Yep, exactly. But yeah, I mean, let's get into some player props while we're here. So I like Josh Allen a lot in this game, running the ball. The Patriots have struggled against the run. It's one of the things that's always been a thing. You know what I mean? Running quarterbacks, I should say, not struggling against the run. They're very good against the run. They're like 9th in rush yards, but they're 6th in or they allow the 6th most rushing yards to quarterbacks this season. Lamar Jackson, he went for 11 rushes for 107 yards and a touchdown. Justin Fields went for 14 rushes, 82 yards and a touchdown. I'm taking Josh Allen over 7.5 rushing attempts for this one. It's plus 100 on Caesars. I'm going to put 1 unit on that on Caesars at plus 100. I'm not sure what we're getting on FanDuel, but Chad's going to pull it up here. But if you do have Caesars or access to Caesars, that's where I saw the best odds. I think it was minus money everywhere else.
Not
The
there on
Pats.
FanDuel. Yeah.
Oh, they don't even have it up?
No, they just got Ramondre and Devin Singletary as the rush attempts guys.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So this is on Caesars. I saw it on BetMGM as well. I'm sure you can find it some other places, but I'm going on Caesars for the value anyway at plus 100. I do think as an alternative, if you can't get the rushing attempts anywhere, the dogs are barking.
I was going to say, look, it's crazy because the timing is uncanny. I did not plan this, but there have been 2 games that the Bills have played on the road in the division so far this year. September 25th, they lost 21-19 to the Dolphins. November 6th, they lost 20-17 to the Jets.
Who are being quarterbacked by Zach Wilson.
Yes.
Woo.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling the dogs are barking. Maybe, just maybe. But we're going to get into that some more a little bit later. Right now, we're back to this player prop. So you like Josh Allen and those?
That was perfect timing, though. But yeah, I'm taking him on the attempts instead of the rushing yards. But I do think the rushing yards is a good play. I just think he could have more shorter runs tonight against this defense. I think they're going to just try to lock down, and they know that that's a weakness of theirs, so they're going to maybe focus up on it. But I still like him to get the attempts because obviously he's still going to try. He's going to go for some runs. They're also second in getting sacks. The Patriots are. They average 3.5 sacks per game, but the Bills don't really get sacked that much. They're in the top 10 in not allowing sacks. They only allow 2.1 per game. And that's because Josh Allen gets away from it. You know what I mean? So I think the Patriots might drive him to run a few times. And then obviously they run 2 or 3, maybe even 4. They're probably good for design runs for Josh Allen, especially since the elbow's been hurt and he's been running a little more. But I mean, The reason I'm not taking the yards fully, instead I'm taking the attempts is one, it's for the yard, and two, I think there could be a little regression with the yards, with the whole quarterbacks that run against the Patriots thing, and Josh Allen in general. He's hit 78 plus rushing yards in 3 of his last 4 games after not hitting that once in the first 7 games of the season. Now, his prop is only around the 42 to 46 and a half range is what I was seeing.
Yeah, 46.5 on
So
FanDuel right now.
he
Yeah.
can still hit that and not hit the 70. He's hit that number a lot more than only 3 of the last 4 games. He's hit that throughout the first 7 games also quite a few times. So I'm not saying don't take it. We do have his rushing yards. We toned it down a little bit in our same game parlay, which will come up in a second here. But I'm going with, for the straight, I'm going with the attempts instead of the yards. I just think there's a chance they shut him down just a little bit, and he might end up with 9 carries, 10 carries for 40 yards or something like that. I could see that being possible. Obviously, if I'm right about him getting slowed down a little bit with the length of each run, that'll in turn be more plays for the Bills and possibly more runs. So I'm going with the attempts here. We do have his yards at 25 in the same game parlay, and we'll get to the rest of that in a second here. The other play I have here that's a straight that I'm going to take is Dawson Knox for an anytime touchdown. It's plus 295 on DraftKings. It's plus 280 on FanDuel. I got 1 unit on that as well. To put it frankly, the Patriots have allowed 7 touchdowns to tight ends this season in 11 games. And what makes that stat even more interesting is the Patriots have played 3 games so far where they didn't allow a single touchdown. They had the game where the Colts, I think they shut the Colts out, right? And then the Jets had 3, and there was another team that had 3 on them. So they're actually, in games that they allow a touchdown, they have allowed 7 touchdowns to tight ends in 8 games that they've allowed touchdowns.
Detroit, they shut out 26 or 29 to nothing. Yeah,
and
the Colts got 3.
and the Jets got 3.
The Jets got 3. Yeah.
Those were games where nobody even scored a touchdown, man. I think that I am with the rest of the world here and the rest of the betting community when I say that I'm pretty sure the Bills will be able to score a touchdown here today. I'm hoping it comes to Dawson Knox.
I like it. This is this one, and we talked about it before. Like we have some other plays that we're looking at too, and we'll get into those in a minute. This is one that I'm with you. I like this as a straight because I think the Bills could actually score 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even though they've had that, if you go back and look at those numbers that I pulled up earlier, they only scored 3 touchdowns. Or no, they only scored 19 points. They gave up 3 touchdowns to the Dolphins back in September. And they only scored 20 points. No, they only scored 17 points against the Jets. So in both of those games, you're looking at 2 touchdowns max, and that's a little bit of a concern for me. But I think there's a potential for them to score, 3 or 4 in this game, unless that trend continues of them struggling in the division on the road, which I'm not going to say is not going to happen. But even with that, if I'm picking touchdown scores, I think if they only end up getting 2, I could see one of those going to either Singletary or Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis. And Dawson Knox is an easy candidate because he checks so many boxes. He can catch, a 25-yarder on like a seam route or something like that. But he's also a great weapon in the red zone. So he gives you multiple ways to attack. Whereas with Diggs and Davis, it's more likely going to be a deep threat that's going to get them in the end zone. And with Singletary, it's more likely to be that 5 yards and in kind of situation. So I like the versatility of where Dawson Knox's touchdowns can come from to make him a more odds-on favorite for this.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, it's just the fact that the Patriots defense has been struggling to defend tight ends all season long. Like we talked about how they only allowed 3 points to the Jets the second time they played. Well, the first time they played, Tyler Conklin, the tight end, had 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
So you know what I mean? He scored 100% of the touchdowns for the Jets in 2 games that they played against the Patriots. From the tight end. Mark Andrews had 2 also. Josh Allen, he has been averaging 1.2 or 1.3, something like that, passing touchdowns in the past few weeks now. I just see them correcting that a little bit. I see him correcting the red zone turnovers that have plagued him the past couple weeks. I just feel like Josh Allen he's a pro, man, and he's really good at what he does. He's elite. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. A couple weeks ago, you would have called me crazy if I said he wasn't the number one quarterback in the league. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just feel like he's good enough to get things right, and he obviously sees that it's been a problem the past couple weeks, and he's going to get that figured out. So I do see him throwing for maybe 3
All
touchdowns
right.
today.
He's been barking all this time that he gets his
His
screen
airtime.
time.
Hell
This is
yeah.
Henry. This is Henry. And a
What up?
little foreshadowing, the name Henry is going to come up later. I'm just saying.
Now I feel like we have to take Hunter Henry for a touchdown too or something, huh?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because we discussed him in our parlay, but I think I don't know. You like that better than the other thing we got? Maybe we flip it. Maybe we go Stevenson with the yards and Henry with the touchdown.
I already locked that one in for myself. I already locked it in.
We might even get better odds.
I'm considering maybe Hunter Henry, but he just scored last week though, so I don't know if I want to just take him again to score again. That's not really his game, and it's not really Mac Jones's game. I think Ramondre Stevenson is the right call, but I mean, it just got me thinking when you said his name's Henry. But we do have Henry coming up in a second. But while I'm at it with Josh Allen getting the red zone mistakes figured out, maybe throwing some more touchdowns than he has been the past couple of weeks. I like Gabe Davis for the first touchdown. That is a gem for you guys right there. Book it. We're gonna make some money tonight on that one. It's risk-free on BetMGM if you have BetMGM. So if you can get on BetMGM, you get a $25 risk-free bet for my bad.
Plus 1,200. 12
plus 1,200 on Gabe Davis first touchdown here. He's due for a touchdown. I'm pretty sure I didn't double check the numbers, but I'm 99% sure that he hasn't gone more than 2 weeks without a touchdown since last season. He's at 2 straight without one right now. He's due. Josh Allen gets it figured out in the red zone on the first drive. They drive right down the field, get a touchdown to Gabe Davis. I mean, or he gets a 85-yard bomb on the second play of the game. That would be lovely too. I got him on my fantasy team, so I'm going big on Gabe Davis tonight, baby.
Look, and if you're feeling really, really spicy, Gabe Davis anytime or first touchdown and Dawson Knox anytime touchdown is plus 55-21 on FanDuel. I'm just saying.
Oh wow,
throwing that out there. If you parlay. so it's 1,200 for Davis first, and then Dawson Knox is plus 280 for the anytime. So if you want to get spicy, I might drop $1 on that just to see if I can land myself $55. But yeah, so you ready to get into these parlays now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. That was not an official parlay. That's just something I thought was kind of interesting because I just wanted to pull.
Yeah, what was the number on that?
So I could show 55-21.
Whew.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not taking any parlays with the first touchdown score, but that would be nice.
For $1 though. I mean,
listen. All right, let's here, Chad. Say we're taking it because if that happens, we can just clip only this part and then be like, "Yeah, we smashed that." No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
just real quick, say it, and then we'll.
I'm clipping it anyway. I'm clipping it anyway.
Right?
Listen. I failed to take my Jamar Chase call from earlier in the year, and I hated every minute of watching that be proven right. I was like, golly.
Listen, at this point,
why didn't I take that? Why didn't I put my
at this point, all of the discussion that we've had so far, I got to throw at least $1 at it or something.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Even if you just throw $1, it's you're gonna blow $1 on some nonsense anyway. So
exactly, you're gonna blow more than that on a lot of nonsense probably.
All right, so here's our anytime touchdown for this parlay is Ramondre Stevenson, right?
Yep.
It's we got that one. Then we have our passing props.
We got Josh Allen for 25 rushing yards.
25 rushing yards. Oh, that's right. It was rushing yards. Yeah. You're right.
Well, we do have him on the passing yards too. We got him
on
25 passing.
Too. Yeah, you're right. Okay. See, I knew it wasn't completely crazy. All right, so 25 yards, very low. It's only minus 670. So you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But that's what we do when we do these things to maximize your chances of winning it. Minus 300 on the 225 passing yards. And then what do we have? Hunter Henry. Shout out to the dog.
Yeah.
one of the
So we're going
dogs that
Ramondre
barks.
Stevenson because he might be due for one. And who else are we really gonna trust with our money here on this Patriots offense?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen rushing yards. We talked about that already. I feel like he might get stuffed and not get his regular over, but 25, I think he can definitely get. Gabriel Davis, we like him today. 40 receiving yards. Obviously, if you like Stephon Diggs better, you can throw Stephon for 60. You can throw him in there anyway or something like that. We just wanted to go a little lighter. Keep it nice and simple. We had to go with something on the Patriots side. We're going Hunter Henry here. I think he hits it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely possible. And then Josh Allen 225 passing yards. We're not asking a lot, and that was minus 300 odds. Not super
So,
juiced up for not
so
asking a lot from him. So we saw what Kirk Cousins did to this Patriots defense. I think the Patriots defense is they rank well if you look at statistics and everything like that. But who have they really played? They played games against the Bears, the Colts, the Lions, the Jets twice. They got a lot in their favor.
this is crazy.
Yeah. So
If you look at Hunter Henry's standard receiving prop, over 24 and a half, under 24 and a half, right? It's minus 110. You go to his alt receiving yards, the same thing, which is 25 plus. It's the same thing as over 24 and a half. It's minus 106. So I'm locking that one in because that bumps our parlay up from 651 to 661 on the plus side. So why would we not take those extra 10 hundredths of a unit?
yeah.
Man,
Oh
what are
yeah.
they doing here? FanDuel, get your game together. Come
Wait,
on
who'd you add
now.
in there?
Oh, I'm just saying, like Hunter Henry's 25 plus alt is minus 106, but that's over
Oh shit.
24 and a half. It's the same number. It's the
Oh
same
damn, I
thing.
missed that. I
But one of
usually
them is
pay
minus
attention to that.
110. Yeah,
I
one of them
usually
is
pay
minus
attention to that, but I
110.
definitely missed that. We got the minus 110 on that one. So yeah, go
Yeah.
with the one Chad just built. That's why we put it up on the show too. And that's why we
Right.
do it live. So
Right.
yeah, no,
Exactly.
I'm with you. Good call. Good call.
All right. So now show the people you got one more that you put together. Or did you? Is that it?
Which one?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you had a different parlay. Maybe
No, just
that
that's
was the
the
only one.
that's the risk free on FanDuel.
I know
So that's also
that's
risk
right.
free right
You and
there.
I were talking about your other parlay that you have in this other football that they play all over the world.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of. I had that one on the brain. You showed me that one.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I'm
hoping
hoping
that hits for
Spain
you.
musters something up here. But
Oh, did
we
they get
shall see.
equalized again?
They're down 2-1.
Oh, they're down 2-1. Oh no,
And
that's not good.
Germany and Costa Rica are tied 1-1. I put a $10 bet to win $819. I had a Croatia Belgium draw that hit, Morocco money line that hit, Spain to win. They were up 1-0, now they're down 2-1. And Germany and Costa Rica to tie. Germany was up 1-0. Costa Rica got the equalizer while we were live here. And but Spain is kicking our ass though.
Damn,
So
I was gonna ask you for some money, AG. Damn.
I would
All
have
right,
thought about
so
it. Would have thought
yeah,
about it.
you would have
After
thought
this
about it.
same game parlay hits that we just gave for football, I'll definitely send you some shekels over your way.
Yeah, so no, I don't need you to do that. I like what we got here, and I do want to say, like, I think as I've thought about this a little bit more and gone, we looked at this stuff, how the Bills played on the road, and that was, I think when they lost to the Dolphins, and I think people are kind of sleeping on the Dolphins. I think people look at the Dolphins and they think they're an exciting, explosive offense. I don't think they really have the respect for how much of a legitimate, like, knock a good team out of the playoffs and possibly even go to the AFC Championship, maybe even the Super Bowl team this is. That Dolphins team was good. They beat the Bills in Miami early in the season when Buffalo was hitting on all cylinders. Buffalo's had some injuries. They've gotten dinged up a little bit. Now they did get Tre'Davious White back, so that helps them out a little bit. That's another reason why I'm more heavy on the Hunter Henry side, because I like them going more to the tight end with TD White locking people up on the
Yeah.
outside.
And Von
Um,
Miller is out now. He was their
Von
only real pass
Miller's
rusher that was
right.
actually having success.
And
So
he's who knows how long he's going to be out too. That's the other thing.
yeah.
So, like, don't sleep on the Patriots possibly pulling this thing off, because the Bills, they have struggled, and we always talk about this on this show, that you can look at Buffalo against Minnesota. That gives you one little piece of data. You can look at Buffalo against Detroit or some of these other teams, even within the AFC, but outside their division. That game against Baltimore early in the season where they beat the Ravens. Those kinds of things are good little tidbits of information to look at. But once you get inside your division, the games tighten up. the teams are built to beat each other, because you have to win your division if you want to get one of those, first round buys or home field games or whatever in the first
Yeah.
round.
Right.
And this is one of those games where the Buffalo should win this game. On paper, Buffalo should be the better team. But if there's a team that can beat them, it's one of those teams within their division. We've already seen it twice. So I know I started off this show saying I wasn't going to pick a side, but I think I'm leaning New England plus that 3.5 if I'm doing anything.
Yeah,
And the other thing is too, I might even go money line because it's like plus 166. I might even sprinkle
I
a
saw
little bit on
plus
the money line.
199 somewhere, I think,
Oh, that
not
I'm
too
gonna
long ago
I'm gonna
too.
go hunting for
So
that.
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna go hunting for that.
Yeah, the other thing I would say is, oh wow, I think Costa Rica just took the lead 2-1. See,
Oh,
look,
wow.
I actually played this very well, so now I'm not too mad if Spain loses because I also put $10 on Croatia to win outright. Threw that
Okay.
out there anyway. So that's to win 240. So either way, we probably, hopefully, should win today. Gotta hedge your bets, people. Play
There
the
you
game
go.
smart, especially when it's live. I just took a live bet on Spain to tie it up and Costa Rica to win too. So we shall see. Hopefully Spain gets the goal and Costa Rica stops them. But that's how you got to play it, man. Take some hedges when you can, especially when it's a situation where you didn't really put too much money out there anyway already.
Right.
So you can afford to put a little extra out there and hopefully win on at least one of those fronts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Other than that, yeah. But to your point though about the Patriots, like I said, starting the show, I would have been way more inclined to back the. Oh, I would have been. You're getting the Patriots at a good number at 3.5. If it was 2.5 or 3, I might be on the Bills on this one. If I had to pick an over under, I would probably go with the over. I think there's going to be a few touchdowns here. I think it'll be a little more opened up than the Bills' past couple of divisional games. I just have a feeling. Thursday night prime time, baby. Everybody, best of luck betting, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit subscribe. We'll be back with a few more games. I got a couple games lined up for the weekend, so we'll be back definitely with some best bets for Sunday, and then obviously Sunday morning we're always here, me and Chad, racking up these units. Let's get it.
Let's go. Peace.
Peace.